Hi, my name is Dan Cummings, Ken Carroll Little League's current Director of Player and Coaching Development. I want to take a few minutes to talk to you about picking the right division for your player in the upcoming season. There are a lot of factors to consider, and in the end, it's really up to you, the parent, to know which division is going to help your kid have the best experience playing baseball this year. So first, let's talk about some of the various things that I'm sure you're considering as you try to figure out where to register your player. First, let's talk about skill level. This is probably the most common starting point for parents, and it is an important factor in your decision. You want to make sure your child is playing at a level that is not so easy that they get bored halfway through a game or get frustrated by teammates that are unable to challenge them to improve, but you don't want them playing so far up that they struggle and lose confidence, or worse, lose their love of the game. There are typically two schools of thought between parents when it comes to this aspect of choosing a division. On one hand, there are parents who want their kid to be at the upper end of skill within their division, affording them opportunities to play at important positions, build leadership skills, and gain confidence as they play well within their skill level. On the other hand, you have parents that want to push their kid to the limit of their ability, looking for as much challenge as possible to build character, work ethic, and resilience on the road to becoming the best player they can be. I understand both sides of the coin, and honestly, I don't disagree with either approach. My encouragement to you is to think about your kid's personality and really ask yourself what you're hoping they gain from their Little League experience. It'll be different for every player, even within a family. For some kids, the goal of team sports is specifically to build confidence, to learn what it means to be a part of a team, and to enjoy the social and emotional connection that being on a baseball team provides. For those kids, I would absolutely prioritize choosing a division that is comfortably within their skill level and typically has an age level that includes many of their peers. For others, baseball might be more about building character, resilience, work ethic, and maximizing their development as a ball player as they look towards playing at higher levels. Many Ken Carroll players have starred on their high school varsity team and even gone on to play college ball. For those kids, I would absolutely suggest pushing them against the limit of their abilities. While it may be tempting to let them build confidence as they dominate in a more comfortable division, research actually shows that talent growth is exponentially accelerated when an individual is put in positions where failure is likely to occur. If your player is a natural competitor with that drive to excel, you should absolutely look to register them in a division where they will be challenged. As I said before, there is no right or wrong answer. Take some time, talk with your spouse or co-parent, and even talk with your player to see which direction feels like the right decision for the upcoming season. With that said, let's take a brief look at our various divisions of play. First up is T-ball. T-ball is many players' first stop in learning the game. This division is a great place to start for kids who have maybe never even picked up a bat or a glove, and is fun and a super casual way to introduce them to the game. No scores or standings. Players are typically 4 to 5 years old and are allowed to request teammates or coaches to maximize their enjoyment of the season. I will also say T-ball is a great place for coaches to start their learning journey as well. You'd be amazed at how you can grow alongside your players as they go along their Little League journey. We do not recommend playing more than one season in T-ball. Next, we have Coach Pitch. This division is still very relaxed and fun-focused, but now the kids get to start swinging at real pitches. Some kids may skip T-ball and go straight to Coach Pitch if they've already learned to hit a thrown ball at home or with siblings and have tossed the ball around a little bit. Players are usually 5 to 7 years old, and games remain non-competitive with no scores or standings kept. We do not recommend playing more than one season in Coach Pitch. After Coach Pitch, players who are on the more developmental side of the roster should consider Single A, whereas players who are excelling should look towards Double A. Next is our Single A division. Single A is a transitional division where we introduce kid pitching through a modified Coach Pitch format. Kids will pitch until either an out is recorded, a ball is put in play, or they throw 4 balls. At that point, a coach will come in to throw pitches to resolve the at-bat in either a strikeout or a ball in play. Outs are recorded and score is kept, but this is still a division focused on skill development, so we do not keep standings or crown a champion in order to keep the coaching aimed at development from the top to the bottom of the roster. Players are typically aged 7 to 8, and we do not recommend playing more than one season in Single A. After Single A, most kids should move into Double A, but if your player makes a big jump in ability over the season, Triple A could be a consideration. Next, we have our Double A division. This is the first level at which the game is completely in the hands of the players with no coaches on the field at any point during play. Kids will see a mixture of pitching, from kids who can just get it across the plate to kids who can throw pretty strongly and hit the strike zone often. In this division, you'll see huge transformation from the beginning of the season to the end, with kids pitching and walking for the first time, and with stealing in play. Early season games can sometimes feel more like a track meet, but this important step in their development has them catching runners stealing, striking out big hitters, and hitting tough pitches regularly by season's end. Players are typically aged 8 to 10, though some very competitive 6 or 7-year-olds have played up in AA in past seasons. Players should remain in AA until they consistently throw the baseball across the plate from 42 feet and are comfortable standing in the batter's box and swinging at good pitches regularly. A player who is dominant in AA and is on the older side of the age range may consider moving straight to majors, but for the most part, players should move on to AAA. Next is the AAA division. I like to think of AAA as a one-year stop for most players as they transition from a younger, more casual feel to the more competitive nature of our upper divisions. In AAA, we introduce the pitcher's mound, the drop third strike, and the game being played starts to look and feel a lot more like real baseball. The only difference between AAA and majors is that the players are slightly younger and less experienced. Players are typically aged 9 to 11, though 11-year-olds with a good fundamental foundation should look to play a few seasons in our majors division. So let's talk about majors. Some people see the title majors and wrongfully assume that this division is simply for the best of the best players, 12 years old or younger. Let me dispel that myth by describing it in a different way. The majors division is the purest form of baseball for kids 12 years old or younger. The pitching is much more consistent, the ball is in play much more often, and the game action is almost always exciting and competitive. Players are typically aged 10 to 12, but 9-year-olds have held their own on many rosters, including mine. I would encourage any parent with a player in the 9 to 12-year-old range whose player has a strong physical and mental grasp of the game to consider the majors division. After majors comes the intermediates division. At this point, most players should have a strong grasp of the game, and we are introducing larger field dimensions, pre-pitch leadoffs, balks, and basically all real baseball rules to prepare kids 13 to 11 for baseball at the next level. Many older majors players choose to dual enroll in intermediates to get a jump start on this development. Intermediates teams often play interleague games with nearby organizations to provide a variety of competition. Our oldest division is our junior-senior division. While Little League splits these divisions, our registration numbers at this age mandate that we combine them in order to field enough teams to have a competitive division. This division plays on a regulation-size field and plays interleague games throughout the season. Hopefully, this information has helped you organize your thoughts as you think through what division will best suit your player in the upcoming season. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the fields.